Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your man Yosef X, and I welcome you to a very special presentation of the Yosef X Chronoscope. Tonight, we celebrate our third year of being on the air. We have a lot to discuss and address, and I would also like to extend my heartfelt presentation of thanks. This is take two of our podcast presentation. I do apologize for the mishap, and hopefully you all can come on back and we can properly celebrate the way we started off before we had this mishap. I hope that your Monday evening is going along quite marvelously. I hope your Monday afternoon, I hope your overall Monday has been a very productive one. I hope you got everything that you want achieved and accomplished. Good evening to you, Miss Dawn. Thank you for joining me tonight. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for the mishap. This is take two of our anniversary. And hopefully this time we'll be able to get things accomplished without any more mishaps. So y'all come on in and let's celebrate for the next few moments. And I have a lot to share with you. We are multi-streaming on Facebook and YouTube here tonight. Sister Yolanda, greetings to you. Thank you so very, very much for joining me. We had a mishap, but hopefully we have gotten everything in working order now. Thank you so very, very kindly, Sister Yolanda. I do greatly appreciate it. Let me fix this right quick so there won't be any more mishaps. I do appreciate the compliment, Sister Yolanda. I really, really do. And hopefully we can bring back our audience that we had before all of the mishap took place. And hopefully the mishap is taken care of. I do appreciate the compliment. Sister Yolanda says, looking good as usual. Love the look. Thank you very, very kindly. I do appreciate it. There certainly is a lot to to cover in such a brief time. Hopefully, once again, we can have the audience come back before we had this horrible mishap. But it happens, you know what I mean? And the thing is, we can bounce back from this mishap. Once again, thank you all so very, very much for joining me on this special presentation of the Joseph X Chronoscope. We're celebrating 3 years of being on the air, and it has definitely been a sojourn. We've had mountaintop blessings, and we definitely have had some valley lows and setbacks. But as the old cliche goes, whatever that does not kill you will certainly make you stronger. So I do appreciate all of the support. I do appreciate all of the encouragement throughout these 3 years. Let me start off by simply thanking, first and foremost, above all else, I want to thank the Most High, because certainly if it was not for him, I definitely would not be sitting here tonight. He gave me the inspiration to do this podcasting platform, and he used my nephew Jamari Holder and my niece China Lee, and I also would like to thank the both of them, because without them and their tutelage, I certainly would not be able to do that which I enjoy doing. There's quite a few I would like to thank also. I want to thank Mrs. Marjorie White, because she has been with me since day one. Since episode 1, 3 years ago, she has definitely been with me through thick and thin, and I do greatly appreciate it. I do appreciate her very, very much. Tonight, 3 years, 36 months, 1,095 days, 26,280 hours, 1,576,800 minutes, and 94,608,000 seconds ago is when I made my podcasting debut. And I want everybody that has had a hand in this, I want to tell all of you, thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kindness, your benevolence, your patience with me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Brother Mike, thank you for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it very, very much. The progress that I have made. I wonder if Sister Marjorie is back on. I know before we had I was kind of deep into it before this mishap took place, so I got to start all over again. Okay. Okay. That's my friend, Sister Marjorie. She's been with me since day one. She has been with me since day one on the YouTube side. She says, "Thank you. It's been a pleasure watching your growth and what your podcast has done. Congrats on 3 years and counting." I do appreciate it, my dear. Thank you. Uh, at one point, she was my virtual secretary. She was the one that made sure that everybody stayed on their P's and their Q's, typed the number, you know, for my hotline. Let's see who else has just joined us. Sister Angel has just joined us. My lovely friend, Miss Habiba. Good evening, gorgeous. How are you? I hope things are well with you, and thank you for your well wishes as well. Let's see. Um, let me see if I can do it like this. Brother Mike, thanks for joining us again. I do appreciate it. Before I continue on, I want to tell all of you guys how sorry I am for the mishap earlier on. That's my fault. I said the G word, which is Google, because I can't say the whole word because that's how my laptop is being is operated, by the G word. So yeah, but the mishap, that's my fault. It had nothing to do with y'all. That's my fault. That's my fault. However, I am now on 13 different platforms. Yeah, I am on um I'm on 13 platforms. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on BitChute. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Anchor.fm. Um, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, and Stitcher.com, and Google podcasts. So those are the 13 different platforms that I am on. And speaking of Maury, I want to thank you for coming back on, man. I do appreciate it. This young man was my actual very first guest. He was my first guest. 3 years ago tonight. I didn't have any intro music. I didn't have an outro music. He was my first guest, and my friend Marjorie was there too. And I am forever grateful and indebted to the both of them for their support, and it truly means a lot. In addition to the progress that I have made in terms of the 13 platforms, did I make mention of that I was on Patreon as well? If I didn't, I'm on Patreon as well. I am now heard in 5 different countries in the world. I'm heard here in the United States. I'm heard in Sweden. I'm heard in the United Kingdom. I'm heard in France. And I am heard in the country of Canada. And we have done all of that in a matter of 3 years. 13 platforms, 5 different countries. in 3 years' time. I think that is a tremendous amount of accomplishments made, especially with the limited resources and the tools that I have at my disposal. But I'm using everything that I have to echo and recite the truth, you know. And I also, in spite of all of my my differences with some of these platforms, I want to thank these platforms. I want to thank Facebook. I want to thank YouTube. I want to thank BitChute. I want to thank Twitter, Anchor.fm, Spotify, Breaker, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Stitcher, Patreon. And I also would like to thank, I can't say the G word, but it's Google podcast. I want to thank all of these different platforms. And to do these podcasts in times such as these is definitely not easy. It's not easy because of the fact that there are so many people that are so allergic to the truth, and when you try to school people on the truth, they get all hurt, they become all offended, and things of that sort. So it's definitely not easy. And as much accomplishments as I have been very fortunate and I've been blessed to accomplish, I can tell you that I have not gone through this entire sojourn unscathed. There have been people that have attempted to besmirch my name, my reputation. They have lied on me, saying that I've plagiarized everybody. I have flirted with married women. I am a criminal. I have stolen money from them. I mean, the whole shebang, but that is the price of being a podcaster. And everybody is not cut out for this kind of work. And it takes a very special kind of person to be able to recite truth and echo truth, because everybody nowadays, or at least the majority of people nowadays, they have a tremendous amount of thin skin. So everybody is not about that podcasting life. There's also another person that I would like to thank also, and she is in the person of Miss Chitara Rawlings. But she is affectionately known and better known as Chi Chi. This young lady was my co-host for a time. And not too long ago, I had her to come back on to interview me on part 2 of Ask Yosef. I wanted you all to get to know me a little bit better. I still do. And part 3, which will be the final installment of Ask Yosef, is coming soon. It's coming soon, rather. And if the Most High says the same, my nephew is going to be the one to conduct the third and final installment of Ask Yosef. So I'm elated. I'm excited about the great progress that I've made. And let me just share with you about the donations that you all have that you have been able to give. I'm grateful for all of the donations that you all have, your investments in this podcast. But in addition to the donations, you're not just helping me, but you're also are helping other people that have come to me in private, and they have confided in me that they are in dire straits. they're in dire straits, and they are homeless and they're out on the street. I'm not going to reveal any names, but your donations has been able to help me help them to get some food to eat, uh, possibly a room for the night. So the donations is not just for me; it's also for the homeless as well. Because Marcus, what's good, man? Peace and blessings to you as well. Sister Tar, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us tonight. I do appreciate y'all helping me to celebrate 3 years. I survived homelessness not once, but twice. You understand? Um, I survived homelessness the first time when I was 12 years old, and I survived homelessness again when I lost my wife when I was around the age of 30 or 31, right before my 30th birthday. About a year after um, my wife passed away, that is when not only did I become homeless, but I also suffered a nervous breakdown behind her loss. You understand? And the second time that I survived homelessness, it got so bad for me that I slept in a church, and then I really hit rock bottom when I I um I slept in a crack house for 3 days so that I wouldn't freeze to death. And all of that happened after my wife passed away. So that's why I have such a passion to help the homeless, because once upon a time, I was a part of the homeless community, the homeless population. You understand? And I also know what it's like to really be at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. And people know for a fact, and they've seen you in the condition that you're in, but they would not lift a finger to help you. And all of this happened in the South. So, so I definitely know for a fact what it's like to be homeless. I know what it's like to be down and out. I know what it's like to be not only homeless, but I know what it's like to go without food for days. I've been there. It 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 debilitates your dignity and your self-respect being homeless. When you are a homeless person or a homeless man or a homeless woman, you automatically become not only homeless, but you also become invincible. You understand me? So that's why my my passion is not only for when you donate, you don't help, you're not just helping me, you're helping those who are homeless as well when they come to me in dire straits, whether they're living in a hotel room or they're living under a bridge. You help me help them. And see, I know for a fact that I am blessed. And because I am blessed, I want to be a blessing. You understand? So, once again, your donations, they don't just help me, they help me help those in dire straits. So, whenever you give the $10, the $20, the $50, the $100, it's not just for me, it's for homeless people as well. Cuzzo, what's good, man? Thanks for joining me tonight. For those that are just joining us, welcome to the third year of the third year anniversary of the Yosef X Chronoscope. Of course, I'm your man Yosef X, and tonight we are celebrating 3 years. This is episode 216, and I'm just extending my heartfelt thanks to those that have been with me and that are still with me, the various platforms that I'm on. Um, and I was just giving a brief and personal testimony um, about me surviving homelessness and what your donations do in addition to help me. And see, and listen, um, I'm not like the rest of these preachers at all. I am not. I'm not like the rest of these preachers at all. You know, and the those that are following them, they're just as blind and they're just as foolish. You know, and the nerve of these preachers and the nerve of these pastors to live in luxury, to live in comfort, while the rest of their parishioners are suffering to make ends meet, and they are on the verge of being evicted, and they're on the verge of being homeless. So explain to me, how does that work? And and these idiots that are giving these cats all their money, see, but you can't give a $20 donation, you can't give a $5 donation, you can't give a $10 donation. Nah, man, miss me with that. Miss me with that. Miss me with that. See? So so to those of you that have donated, I do greatly appreciate your financial investment in this podcast. And at least I'm upfront and I'm honest with you about where your money is going and where it continues to go. See? At least I am honest about that. See? And see, I'm not your typical talk show host. I'm not your typical podcaster. You know, I'm upfront. I'm honest with you. And I am unapologetically honest. See? So let's see. But I didn't mean to become so, emotional, but I wanted to share with you. See, I believe in honesty. I believe that honesty is the best policy. You feel me? I really do. Honesty is indeed the best policy. And the reason why I'm so blunt and I'm so honest, in all truth and in all sincerity, you know why? Because I once was phony. I was once phony and fictitious. I once gave off fake energy. I did. And I am man enough to admit it. I'm man enough to own it, which is why it's so easy for me to tell you the truth and to be so blunt and to be so honest. And I tell you something, in telling the truth, I won't have to remember the lies that I would have told if I didn't tell the truth. See? That's how that goes. Brother Mike on the StreamYard.com side, he asked the question. He says, my heart goes out to the homeless too. Where was their stimulus check? Some of them didn't even get a stimulus check. That's the thing. Some of them didn't even get a stimulus check. Some of them didn't even get it. Some of them didn't even get it. See, some of them didn't even receive a check, even though they filled out the paperwork. They didn't even get it. They did not get it at all. They didn't get it. They didn't get it. Now, speaking of asking for donations, I'm asking that you would donate tonight. My Cash App ID, ladies and gentlemen, is $hidden one truth. That is my Cash App ID, $hidden one truth. And please feel, as a matter of fact, I'm going to ask that if you would be so kind to donate tonight. It's a very special night. Donate to the cause. And remember, it's not just for me. It's for the homeless as well. And mind you, a lot of you are one paycheck away from being homeless as well. Now, you may not have survived homelessness like me. Heck, you may not have even experienced homelessness. And guess what? I hope you don't. I hope you never experience homelessness. I really don't. I really hope you never experience homelessness. Because like I said, it strips you of your respect, your self-dignity, and your self-respect. It strips you of that. You literally become invincible. People laugh at you. People insult you. They make you feel lower than you already were. You go without bathing for days. You go without shaving for days. See? And that's what people fail to understand. But see, not only do I think people fail to understand that, I just really think people, they don't care. I really think people just don't give a damn. Plain and simple. And because I think they just don't care, this is the end result. See? So once again, I'm asking you, donate to the cause. You say that you appreciate my efforts. You appreciate my content. Donate. My Cash App ID is $hidden one truth. It can be 5, it can be 10, it can be 20, it can be 50, it can be 100. Any donation that you give, it is not only valued, but it is also greatly appreciated. And not only is it going towards me, but sometimes, especially most times now, it's going towards the homeless more than it is me, especially recently. See? That's how that goes. See? That is how it goes. That's how it goes. In all truth and in all sincerity. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. That is how it is. See, don't just be a person of lip service. You appreciate my efforts. You appreciate my attempts. Continue to donate. Continue to donate. Continue to do so. Because I will confess to you again, if it wasn't for a lot of y'all If it wasn't for a lot of y'all, I would have stopped and deleted my Facebook account a long time ago. And I really hope that when you say you do appreciate my efforts and you appreciate my content, I really hope you're not just saying that just to shut me up. I really am not. Because let me tell you something else too. I love podcasting. I enjoy it to the utmost. But in all truth and in all sincerity, it gets tiresome sometimes. It does. Which brings me now to the young people, the ones that's younger than me. See, most high willing, I'll be 40 years old in less than 3 years. Yeah. And like I said last night on my way home from work, to the young people, the young bloods, you all are strong. You all are intelligent. You all are fearless. And like I said earlier this morning as well, when I posted on the status, listen, I'm willing to teach you everything that I know. I'm willing to share with you the whole reservoir of knowledge that I have. If you are willing to listen, if you're willing to listen to me, I'm willing to share it with you. And whatever subject I don't know, we'll find out about it together. I mean that. I mean that. Not and see, I was talking to the young men last night. And I want to talk to the young ladies too, because they still got a chance too. Because I've come to the realization that with a lot of adults, there really isn't too much I can do or say because you're just in your ways. And that's fine. I respect that. I do, really. I do respect that. Sister Earlene, excuse me, Sister Earlene, I love you too, my sister. You stay strong. You hang in there. Jay, what's good, man? Thank you very much for joining. I see quite a few of you young bloods here. Let's see. Brother Jay is here. I saw Brother Infalme earlier on. Yeah. Brother Jay, let me see. Let me acknowledge your comment here. Brother Jay says, I'm willing to listen. I need the knowledge my father never taught me. Listen, brother, like I said, whatever I know, I am willing to share it. I'll confess this. A lot of the knowledge that I'm sharing with you, not even my father knew this. And the things that I should have known growing up as a lad, as a boy, I discovered late on in my life. And see, I'm not knocking my father. I understand him, you know. But the reality is there's a lot of us that's finding out things that we should have known growing up as kids, growing up as boys. See? And like I said, I'm willing to share with you every bit of information that I am going to share with you. I mean it. I mean it. And that's real spill. That's the truth. That is the truth. Listen, y'all. For the last few moments that we have left together, let me ask. Y'all interviewed me. I want to interview y'all. Y'all interviewed me the last couple of times. I want to interview y'all. Excuse me. I want to interview you. But before I do, let me acknowledge Brother Jay's observation. He says the old people are stubborn mules. They always give the back in the day speech without actually teaching anything. Listen, man, that's very, very true. But me, I've come to the realization that their principles and their philosophies ain't going to help us in these days and times. It ain't going to help us. Their morals is their morals, and it was for way back when. This is 2020. We're getting ready for 2021. And like I said, I'm willing to share with you anything and everything that I can. I'll do it. I will certainly do it. I mean it. I mean it. But let me interview you, the viewers, and ask y'all a question before we wrap things up here. My first question to all of y'all. yeah, y'all. Look, I may have been born in Brooklyn, New York, true, but I spent a good part of my life in the SIP in Mississippi. So I'm a New Yorker by birth, but I'm a Southerner by transplantation. I'm a transplanted Mississippian. In addition to that, I'm a New Yorker by birth, but I'm a Mississippian and a North Carolinian by heredity, because my father was from Mississippi. My mom was from originally from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. There you have it. But my question to y'all, you the viewers tonight, my loyalists, is what do you like about this podcast? What do you the viewers, what do y'all like about this podcast? What is it about the podcast that entices you, that what is it about it? What is it about the podcast that really, really, really gets your blood flowing, if you will? What is it about it that you enjoy so much? What do you like about this podcast? Because you all tune in faithfully. You all tune in faithfully each time I go on the air. What is it about it that y'all enjoy? Let's see. Sister Earlene says it's real and uncut. The realest podcast out there. Facts always. I appreciate it, Sister Earlene. I do appreciate it. What does the young blood Jay says? He says the raw truth, even if it hurts. All right. I respect that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Anybody else? So Sister Earlene and Brother Jay says the raw truth is real and uncut. Who else? I'm getting ready to wrap it up because I see they done reduced. They done reduced my my viewership. Who else? Brother Michael says we uplift each other, but we are not scared to put these people who are bad for our race in their place. I know I'm not. I'll tell a nigga peeing in a heartbeat. You a sellout. You're a race traitor. You're a coon. You're a Negro peeing. You're a nigger peeing. You ain't no good. Why were you born? You should have remained a cum stain on somebody's teeth or blouse, or you should have remained a boneless child. What good are you? What good are you? You're right, Brother Jay. He says the truth cuts like a sword. Got to, man. And like I said, listen, I know no other way to be but to be blunt, frank, and honest. I know no other way to be at this point. Like I said, man, I'm almost 40 years old. I don't have time to be playing games with nobody. I don't have time. I don't have time to sugarcoat anything with anybody. I don't have time. I don't have time to sugarcoat anything. I don't have time to argue with people that don't want to do any better. I don't have time for it. People are going to be people no matter what. You understand? People are going to be people no matter what. I mean it. People are going to be people no matter what. No matter what they do, no matter what they say, people are going to be people. I don't care what. See? Brother Mike has another reason. He says you are not trying to use your audience just to make a buck. Not at all. And like I said, I'm honest with you. I'm letting you know where the money goes. And like I said, in recent times, the money didn't necessarily go for me. It went towards the homeless. And that is the way it will continue to go. I appreciate that, Brother Mike. Thank you. See? I mean that. I'm not just here running off at my mouth. I'm not. I ain't here for that. Hmm? I'm a lot of things. But I will never try and use people just to make a buck. Not, I'm like I said, I'm a lot of things, but I ain't gonna do that, man. I ain't gonna do that. There's been quite a few of y'all, honestly, that has been with me since day one. I know Maury has. I know Marjorie has. Sister Angel, you came on the scene about maybe about a year after I had gotten started. Sis Earlene, how long you been here? There's a lot of y'all that's been with me since day one. And see, there's a lot of y'all also. Y'all listen to me, but you don't respond. You don't react. Now, and some of y'all look at me like I'm Malcolm X. And you think I talk just as radical as Malcolm X did, and or I sometimes some of y'all have even said I sound like Farrakhan, man. Look, I ain't trying to sound like Malcolm, brother Malcolm. I'm not trying to sound like Minister Farrakhan. I'm Yosef X. I'm Yosef X. I'm me. You understand? I'm me. I am me. I'm glad you're here too, sis. Sister Angel has been investing in this podcast as well, and I do greatly appreciate it. Very, 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 very much. There's one more question I want to ask y'all, and I'm going to wrap it up. In addition to sharing with me what you all like about the podcast, um, what is it that you would like to see more of? What is it that y'all would like to see more of, or you would like to hear more of, or what I could do more of? What is it that you would like to see or hear more of, and uh, things of that sort to make this podcast grow? Shoot, there's another accomplishment that I've been fortunate to make as well. Um, I have not one, but I have two consultants. Yep, I have two consultants, and one of those consultants is my nephew Jamari. He's one of my consultants, and the other consultant that I have is Mr. Warren Rich. Those two gentlemen are my consultants. Yeah, two heads is always better than one, wouldn't you say? So you've been listening to me for 2.5 years, Sister Earlene. You've been with me. You've been listening for 2.5 years. That's a long time to be listening to the same Negro. But I'm thankful that for your support. I'll ask the question again. What would y'all like to see more of during this podcast? What is it that I can do to better improve it? That's a long time to be listening to the same dude. Yeah. We getting ready to wrap things up. I promise you, we are getting ready to wrap things up. I promise you, we are. We are getting ready to wrap things up. All right, I tell you what I tell you what I would like to do more of myself. I would like to present of a uh more of an old school radio feel, because what I did um earlier on, um I would talk about various subjects, and then uh I would give y'all a brief intermission, and I would play some old school music. Do you think I should do that again? I should start doing that as well. Whenever I have intermissions, um, because I want to bring back, kind of that old school flavor broadcast kind of thing. Let's see. All right. Jay says do more interviews. And he says bring special guests and talk about various topics. I have been doing that, but CJ, here's the thing, young blood. I'm very, very particular about who I bring on my podcast. Because you know as well as I do, you got a lot of fly by nights, and they are the great pretenders. You feel me? And because they are the great pretenders, um, I'm not with the bullshit. Excuse the French, but I'm not with the nonsense. I ain't with it. I ain't with the bull at all. That ain't me. But what I will do I will make the attempt to bring more special guests that's worthwhile, and that's worth their salt, that are men and women of valor. I'll do more of that. And there's a couple of young men that I would like to bring back on in the very near future. I've had them on before. Matter of fact, I want to thank Brother Dawa. Yeah, that's that. I want to thank him. He's been on my podcast about 2 or 3 times, and I definitely have to bring him back on as well. Shout out to him. That's my brother right there, man. That's my brother from another mother, and I got to bring him back on, and I will certainly bring him back on in the near future. So Sister Earlene wants me to bring the music back on. All right, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. And I also am going to address the young people a lot more, as I said, and of course I'm certainly going to still address older adults. You know, that's as old as me and older. But I'm going to focus more often on our young people, because their minds are fresh, and then they are still discovering who they are. They're still discovering themselves. And I definitely plan to talk to the young men and the young women. I want to talk to the young men first, because y'all are the leaders. You understand me? You are the leaders. And because you are the leaders, it's more than appropriate that I share with you my knowledge that I have, and along with some of my experiences. And I'm going to talk to the young ladies too, but I definitely want to put emphasis on the young bloods, the young brothers, the young guns. Y'all the leaders. And you all have great leadership ability. But somebody's got to bring it out of you if you want it to be brought out. Yeah. Yeah. And see, my audience demographics is from 17 years of age to 60 plus years of age, 17 to 60 roughly. So, but we're getting ready to wrap things up, and for this anniversary installment of the Yosef X Chronoscope. Listen, before I conclude, let me just say once again how much I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all very, very much. I love and respect y'all. I do what I do because I care. I do what I do because I respect y'all. I do what I do because I say stuff that a lot of y'all are really too scared to say. You think it, but I just go ahead and say it unapologetically. I do. I do. I do. And podcasting ain't easy, because I look at this as more than just podcasting. I look at this as a ministry for me. It's a ministry of telling the truth. It's a ministry of bringing the hidden reality of life that people ain't teaching you, and somebody's got to share with you how it really is. Because a lot of things that the status quo has been telling all of us, it is dead wrong. It's unrealistic, and somebody's got to bring it out. See, let me share, let me ask y'all this, and I'm getting ready to wrap it up. If I bring back the hotline, y'all gonna have to use it. Do you want me to bring back the hotline? If I bring back the hotline, I'll bring it back on one condition. y'all use it on a regular and consistent basis. I love you, little sis. She says, I appreciate you, big brother, Sister Angel. I appreciate you too, sis. Thank you. Much love and respect to you. Like I said, I will bring back the hotline, but y'all have got to use it on a regular and consistent basis. Don't be scared to call in. That's one of the reasons why I shut it down. People too scared to call in and state their case. But if I bring the hotline back, y'all gonna have to use it. Now, do you want me to bring it back? Fine. I'll bring it back if you use it. Boy, that's some good wine. So bring back the So you all do want me to bring it back. That's a good idea, young blood. Brother Jay has a good idea. He says, measure the hotline based on the engagement on the podcast. All right. That's a good idea. He continues, if you don't get a good response, don't open it that day. All right. All right. That's a good idea, young blood. Ah, Brother Sanders, what's good, man? Thanks for joining me tonight. That's a good idea, young blood. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. See, it's young minds like Brother Jay. It's minds like his. And see, there's another young lady who has a very intelligent mind. Very intelligent young lady. She's in her late 20s. Very intelligent young lady, as I said. But she's shy and she don't want to use my phone hotline. But I ain't saying no names, Angel. But she's a very intelligent young woman. As a matter of fact, both of them are very intelligent young women. But I ain't going to say no names, Marjorie and Angel. And I know for a fact from the conversations that we have had, I know they know what they're talking about. I know for a fact they know. They know. They're not dumb. They are not dumb. They're very intelligent young women. But one of them is shy. Both of them are shy. But I ain't saying no names. Again, Marjorie and Angel. But I want them to overcome their anxiety. See, it's always the ones that has the most knowledge that's the shyest to say anything. I want them to overcome their shyness, Marjorie and Angel, and it's going to do them very good. Yeah, I mean they tune in every time. For the most part, they tune in every time I go on the air. They have financially invested in my podcast. I do appreciate it, but I want them to be more proactive. And I want y'all to be more proactive too. But my petty behind won't say no names in alphabetical order. Marjorie, Angel, Marjorie, you two. But yeah, shoot, I gotta be petty sometimes, lighten the mood up. But seriously, I will definitely take the advice and the counsel of the young blood. And great minds think alike too, because I was thinking about, well, maybe if it's on a good day, I'll open up the hotline. If not, I won't do it. But yeah. I thank y'all very much, man, for your support, your viewership, your followership. 3 years is in the works. We begin season 3 next time with episode 217. And start sharing the videos. Start sharing the videos for me, and start sharing a what is that? A party? What kind of party is that? A watch party, they call it. My age is telling again. Calvin, what's good, man? Thanks for the reaction, brother. I do appreciate it. Yeah. All right. Thank y'all very, very much for listening. Thank you for helping me to celebrate. Thank you for 3 years. And season 3 will begin the very next time.